Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Power Talk. I am your host, Risha Baker, and we have a special guest with us today, Luisa Padro, and we're going to be talking to her about her bravery for actually pursuing her passion and going out on a limb to go out and pursue her dream. And along the way, she discovered the art of the law of attraction, and she used that to start manifesting things to happen on her path in pursuit of her dream. All right, so we're going to get right into it. Are you ready for your inspiring story of the week? Louisa, thank you so much for joining us today. Of course, before I brought you on the show, I'm a research nerd, so I researched your website. I researched a lot of different things that came up with you with videos, YouTube videos, and your art and your work and everything like that. And you are quite an eccentric young woman. Do you think that?
That's one way of. Yeah, that's one way to describe me.
Yeah, it's, I mean, you're an artist though, and you are clearly a creative mind. So tell us about your story. What happened?
Well, um, let's see. I guess it's always been a necessity for me to express some sort of emotion that I was feeling ever since I was very young. I mean, from the youngest, I can tell you, I always had a notebook and a pen or a paper or anything that seemed interesting. I would collect it. So because I always felt like there was value, I could turn this into something. I could make this into something. And so I just never really let go of that. I want to be everything. You know, when you're a kid and they're like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And you say, I want to be a ballerina, or I want to be a lawyer, or I want to be a nurse. And it changes as you're growing up. But I never stopped wanting to be everything.
Yeah.
So as an adult, I just kind of am like, well, let me see how I can be everything.
Hmm.
But artist is like number one.
Yes.
Hmm.
And I want to just let everyone know, by the way, it's been written that her paintings bring a simplistic, childlike view to complex and out of this world ideas, promoting peace, love, self empowerment, and an awakened mindset. And her website is ArtystaLuLu.com. Um, and she's an emerging self-taught expressionist, painter, and so basically, you learned how to paint on your own. Did you not take any classes or anything like that?
Right. Well, correct. I pretty much I'm self-taught. I taught myself. When I had the opportunity to go to college in my younger years, so 18 to 21, I was pursuing a degree in mass communications because I was under the idea that you had to pursue something that was safe. You know, get a degree in something that you'll get a job in, so that you could be a a conformed tax-paying citizen, and you get your nice little house and your car and everything. I was under that perspective that that's what you needed to do, not that if you have this burning desire within you that you should just follow that, you know.
Hmm.
And so I did my 4 years with my master's. My mass communications degree, and I got a job in customer service. I worked student services within universities, private universities, and I had a nice job, but I always was this artist. I was like, okay, well, maybe it's going to be a hobby. So I'll take that. If I can't be this artist that's living my dream, I'll just do it as a hobby. But what's funny is that I don't know what it is. It spoke so much louder than the conformed living and the nice paying job did for me. So I
Hmm.
decided to go back to school. I quit my job, which my parents weren't too happy about that news at the time. And I
Yeah.
quit my job so that I can go back with this plan. I said, well, I have to justify my reason for doing such a risky move. So I'm going to go after my master's degree because people will at least accept that I'm going after a master's degree, even if it's fine art.
Hmm.
So I took a semester of undergraduate art classes so that I can create a portfolio that would get me accepted into the program, only to not be accepted into the program. And this school only has a once a year acceptance, which basically meant try again next year. So I was looking at a couple of options: either continue taking undergraduate classes for a degree that I didn't wasn't really interested in, taking out student loans, etc., just so that I can then apply to possibly get into a program just so I could justify my reason for being an artist, or I could just become an artist. And
Mhm.
so I made the decision. I was like, oh, I'm just going to become an artist, and that's exactly what's happened.